Very good morning to all of you. Imagine a time driving into this place. I live in Dubai, and I really say that the mountains do encapsulate the presence and beauty of this place for sure. It's something so charismatic about these mountains that it really enthralls me. It makes my mind think over. But as I drew into this place, something really touched me to say, some seismic activity must be going on beneath these mountains. And that's exactly what's happening in our world of AI. A lot of seismic activity in the AI world is happening right from 1956, when the first Prolog programming was actually defined in the AI world. Fast forward, today, we are a completely different world. We are in a completely different place. And I'm so thrilled that I work with this technology called AI in my day-to-day life. I had the unique opportunity to lead this business. But what enthralls me more is the power of singularity of AI. So what is this effect of singularity on AI? I give an example to many of us, and I say, you must have seen 1,000 lotuses blooming. They are on still waters for much longer, and they suddenly bloom one day. The best example of that is also a Chinese bamboo, which remains silent for first 5 years, and you don't know what's happening below the surface. And then suddenly it just comes up and grows 80 feet tall. Is that what is happening with the AI industry? Absolutely. From the time AI was actually invented in 1950s till today, actually a lot of time has passed by, 75 years. I remember writing a Prolog program for my own computer science engineering thesis, actually. And it was just a translator. Still, there was some activity around AI. And fast forward today, and you see the power of AI going to a different level which normal humans cannot comprehend. And that's where we are here about. And that's called the exponentiality effect. Exponentiality is about having something under the hood, under the surface, which you and I can't remember about. We can't comprehend it. But when it comes and hits us, you really get woken up. Did you know that Tesla bought his first car in 2004? It's 20 years since Tesla has been there. It was on the drawing board in 2004. The first production of a Tesla car happened in 2008. But the first autonomous Tesla came up in 2014. You see the timeline. It's actually 10 years since the actual wave of autonomous vehicles actually started to take place. And that's where the trigger button of exponentiality actually began. It would not have happened before. I have an EV car. Great. Everybody's got an EV car today, right? The Chinese produce it by dozens. Many others produce it as well. And they've created a great EV car. But it's not the EV car which matters. It is the artificial intelligence of autonomous which matters the most. The thrill of driving a Tesla is not about driving an electric car. Yes, it's greatly powered. What I just heard from Elon Musk was that he's going to put the engine space, rocket engine, what he's now trying to do on his SpaceX, on the electric engine, which is going to make it super fast. And of course, it's going to really have a long distance of trail. But the important is about its autonomous capability. Ability to be driverless. Ability to have two important parameters which are going to make our life different. Training and inferencing. So the moment we talk about AI, I think these two words are going to stand out in our life every day. Training and inferencing. Obvious question to all of us. What is Tesla doing all these years? Tesla actually did only training. It is still training its cars. The thousands of training cars which is running today will help the future of autonomous to actually do the inferencing. So what happened a few days back when the whole DeepSeek episode came in and the whole industry started to grumble with AI? And you must be curious what happens. Why did suddenly the Oracle stock fall? Why did NVIDIA start to fall and all the chip manufacturers were suddenly woken up? What happened in this generation? I would like to say it is the power of training and inference. What got disrupted was only the training part. And as you go forward in this AI journey, inferencing is a 95% market times what is going to happen, and training is only a 5% part of it. And we have only started in the training part of AI. Many of the people confuse ourselves with the power of AI and where it is going. I see always a very common example, especially if you're a student here. It's like studying for medical college. The first 5 years or 10 years of your life, you're only studying. What are you actually doing? You're doing nothing but training yourself for a future career. That training is exactly what artificial intelligence is now doing. We are in the phase of time when we are actually trying to train ourselves on AI. And your life is going to change so exponentially different in the next 10 years. I don't know, it could be 5 years, it could be a decade. But the exponentiality factor is going to come so hard, which you probably might have not even augmented or thought about it. And that's happening in everyday life. And let's look at the surgeon. 5-10 years of an initial surgery, what you study in medicine college, and then you practice for next 30-40 years of your life, and that's the power of inferencing. That's when you inference, that's when you see hundreds of patients, and that's when what you studied comes into power. Same autonomous cars from Tesla, same from Google Waymo, they're trying to train their models in such a way that they will be able to deliver something which is far outstanding. I'm sure some of you have heard the first few things which Donald Trump announced. He announced something called a Stargate. So what's Stargate? It is actually a conglomerate with Oracle, the place where I work, with OpenAI, and also a company which is funded by SoftBank. It's very important to know that AI is a three-legged stool. Good AI means you need to have good data. When you have good data, you need to have good data centers. And when you have good data centers, you need to have good data providers and data center builders. I think that is what Stargate is all about. What are we trying to achieve with Stargate? We're trying to achieve with Stargate is something which humanity could not do or perceive in this last centuries forward. Let me share with you something which is very interesting happening in the world of research. I was down with the hospital very recently, and the hospital was trying to find out cancer research, and that's the ultimate aim, but it takes a long time to do into cancer research, and you don't have enough training. But this hospital, very much in UAE, not very far, is now trying to do cholesterol analysis and kidney analysis with clear. Each one of us, many of us in this room who probably are over 30 or 40 years of age, try and go meet a doctor. No matter how physically perfectly fit you are, you would like to know how your general being is. How is your well-being? Are you testing for cholesterol? Are you testing for sugar? And every other parameter. So what do these reports do? They just throw it in the bin. It's there somewhere. Somebody has looked into it and not bothered to actually do any inferencing. This was what life was before. But what new AI is teaching us to do is take this report, keep that repository, and train it over and over. Imagine 10,000 patients, 20,000 patients. With a particular trend, you immediately know that this particular action leads to so-and-so inferencing. And that's what is happening within the cancer research as well. So Stargate, for the first time, is actually trying to work on cancer research. It's going to bring together cancer materials which, just by a blood test, can invoke the presence to say who is susceptible for a particular type of cancer and what you can do by mitigating in the form of a vaccine which can be produced in 48 hours. Imagine, can you even imagine today how laborious and tough somebody is going to go for cancer research? It's a very expensive proposition. But I think what actually AI is trying to do from all of this is to hasten the process of inferencing and training. And that's the fulcrum of what AI is doing in our life. And it's going to touch each one of us in our lives in a knowingly, unknowingly way. Look at it, it's going to probably remove some of the industries. Jensen Huang, the head of NVIDIA, actually mentioned very recently that AI is not going to take over your jobs. AI is going to automate those jobs to a 95% perfection, which is true. If you look at Ford and see how many employees were working in Ford, 100,000 employees used to work in Ford car company, which is down to 20,000. So with or without AI, with robotic engineering and the other processes, the number of people have actually been displaced for sure. And that disposition is going to come into our industry, it's going to come into each one of our families, and it's going to take over a lot of jobs, for sure. So if anybody's trying to say that certain jobs are not going to get eliminated, the answer is yes, it will surely eliminate a few jobs. Having said that, every industrial revolution has shown that certain jobs close down, but hundreds of new jobs come on the way. Why do I need so many car garages if everything is going to be an electric bucket? Actually, if that's the truth, if everything is going to be around autonomous, probably the car garage industry is going to take a hit. They will have to evolve to do something else. And that's what AI is trying to again and again tell each one of us. Through our pursuit, there is something happening under the layer, and your ability to see the future is making future leaders. Your ability to predict what's going to come our way is probably the way how AI is going to shape our life and going to make a huge difference. Yes, AI is touching a lot of industries. Many of our smart graduates who come out from colleges, contact center has been a very common place for all of our students to go through. What's happening to the contact center? I can tell you I'm actively working with all the banks in every single industry, and what I find is contact center is going to be most hit with an AI revolution. It's not chatbot when you had to say one or two. Imagine when the funny avatars started to come in. What is the part of this avatar? How is he or she going to speak to an end customer? History showing that in the next 4 or 5 years, and probably through the evolution of AI, the most important industry which is really going to get hit is contact center industry. It will get reevaluated. Somebody is going to talk to you. It's like, first of your examples is your Siri. Talk to Siri today. I think Siri is quite well established, and you can actually have a voice-verse conversation with Siri in a good way. The same thing is happening in every contact center industry. But for that, you need right data. Your data needs to be very perfect. A lot of data messaging, a lot of masking, a lot of data which is well qualified becomes the fulcrum of this industry. Right data provider, right data provided with good regulations, because my data will behave exactly in that form in which I want it to behave. Imagine the power of the hallucination can have a completely wrong effect. For those who have seen DeepSeek, we were there everywhere, right? Till yesterday, it was only ChatGPT or probably Perplexity, which I used intensely. And I started to look into DeepSeek. You can actually try and find that example. Ask the same question what you asked ChatGPT, put it on DeepSeek and look out for an answer. The answer differs. Its only reason is the way how you're going to train your data. It's probably because DeepSeek did it at maybe 6 million versus 100 million of what OpenAI ChatGPT spent. The difference is how the data was quantified. But when you quantify text and you do it up to a decimal point of 0.6 after the zeros, accuracy is going to be less. You can't use probably that for cancer research, where you have to have pinpoint differentiation. Having said that, DeepSeek will work extremely well, but the answers differ. Now, that's where the problem of Perplexity and the others are trying to solve. For example, if you ask the same question, I asked actually DeepSeek a question about something which was extremely sensitive. And I got the answer of that same sensitive question, which I'm not supposed to tell here, but I got an answer today on ChatGPT, but I could not get it on DeepSeek. The same question I asked on Perplexity versus I didn't get an answer on all the three, but I got it on a third and fourth platform. The power of training your data to get the right inferencing is the future of AI. And your ability, imagine it can be tweaked by politicians. Imagine I'm in United States, and tomorrow if I want to wish to say it's not the Gulf of Mexico, it's going to be called as Gulf of America. What are you going to do? The onus is on you, because that can change your history. I can change the map of the world. North Korea and South Korea can look as one unit. It's the way how you as politicians, as ethics and compliance owners, have a very difficult task at hand. Tough, very tough, but I do believe that the benefits outweigh hundreds, thousands, or millions of times versus the negatives. 100% for sure. That's where the future of AI is looking for. And remember the same story. every day there is research happening in the AI field to either augment our lives or create obstacles on our life. It is for us as human beings to choose that path and decide if we want to make the future or break the future. Come join the AI revolution with me, and I'm sure each one of you will create a mark for yourself. Peter Drucker said that if you can't make future, create the future. The future is in safe hands. Welcome to the world of AI, and welcome to the augmented world of AI. Thank you very much.